So I'm back again. Christmas was so last year and we're now counting down the sleeps until round 3 of the WTRL Zwift Racing League. Well, I hope you've had a good festive period and you've had a chance to recharge those batteries. It's now time to get back into shape with some Zwift racing. New Year's resolutions have probably already been broken, and that new year, new me is probably starting to slowly fade away. But there's one thing that hasn't changed, and that is the WTRL Zwift Racing League. So to build you back into this one, round 3 starts off with a team time trial on the Wasted 8 course in Watopia. It's 30.9 kilometers in length and 144 meters of elevation, and there's one noticeable KOM which is in the Jarvis Island. So the course itself takes in the Watopia waistband and includes the Jarvis Island to give it that figure of 8. So bike choice is always a tricky option, but I love it when it's team time trial. So the bike I would choose is the Cadex tri-bike with the DT Swiss disc wheel set, easily by far the quickest TT bike out there. So team time trial tactics are always very different. I don't know what your DS has got in store for you, but I'd recommend 30-second pulls on the front at a set percentage of your FTP. Should hopefully get you and your team home in the fastest possible time. Just remember, your team needs to have 4 riders across the line. Don't forget also, not only have I done this video, my Recon notes are in the link in the description below. Please use them wisely whilst you're out on the course racing, and hopefully they'll be helpful to you. So that's enough of me talking. Let's dive into it. So this team time trial starts in downtown Watopia and takes you out through the start finish line and heading out onto the course. As you get into this one, there's going to be a short rise out of downtown Watopia before we take the right hand turn towards the volcano loops. My advice to you on this is probably to get one of your teammates to lead this out and stay consistent on the front on this first climb, so that you can get your pace line and your formation sorted before you take this right hand turn and start the descent out towards the volcano. By now, a kilometre into this one, you should have your pace line sorted and start the rotations of your team time trial, depending on what your DS's strategy is for you on this race. The course itself, this Wasted 8 route, is actually quite an interesting route for a team time trial in my opinion. Obviously, as we get out to Java Island, you get the KOM climb there, which could split up a few team time trials. Stick together going through the volcano. There's a short rise out of it. It kicks about 5 to 6%. Just bear that in mind as you take this little ramp here, leaving the volcano. As you head out from the volcano, we're going to descend down into the Java Island to take on that KOM that I've mentioned previously. By now you'll be working through your formation, working out how long you're going to do on the front and your pulls on the front in your team strategy. And as we approach the bear here, we take the left hand turn, heading out to do the KOM in reverse. The KOM itself is 1.3 kilometers in length. It comes in at 4.2 kilometers on the course and ends at 5.5 kilometers. Thing to bear in mind, you'll see in the head-ups display, this KOM is in 2 sections. The first section is around 5 to 6% in places, and the second section has a 10% kick in it towards the end. So just bear in mind it is 2 sections. Maybe get one rider to ride the first one and then swap around and get another rider to ride the second one on the front, just keeping your rotations to a minimum on this climb. And when you get to the top, obviously you get the chance on the descent then to recover as you come around and complete the Jarvis KOM. Through that banner there, then obviously you start making your descent now, heading down towards the end of Jarvis Island before we head out towards the Roman villas. The course itself has only got a few, after this one, a few little kickers in it in my opinion. You're going to get the rise out of the tunnels from Ocean Boulevard, and then when you climb over the wooden bridge a bit later on at 16 kilometers, there's like a false flat of 2 to 3% that goes on for about 1.1 kilometers. But as you can see, ample time here on this descent to get your formations rolling, get your recovery in, and head out towards leaving the island itself. So we leave the island there and skirt around the bottom of the volcano. This is going to take us back out towards the Italian villas, where we'll have a short ramp up into those villas, which will be around about a 3% climb. Again, only for about 0.5 of a kilometre. It's just bearing it in mind that when you get to it, having that team strategy in place, whether you're going to rotate climbing it or if you're going to use one rider on the front to lead it out and climb up it, and then rotate when you get off at the top of this one. But here it is, the little S-bends as you come up through, switchbacks here into the Roman villas and onto the cobbles, and then we're going to be turning right and heading up towards the top of the Roman villas to take the right hand turn back towards the Ocean Boulevard. As we go under this bridge here, again a little ramp up, 5% maximum here, for about 0.4 of a kilometre. Nothing drastic, nothing too complex for your team to get over, just a little kicker to be mindful of. Taking the right hand turn here lead us back towards the Ocean Boulevards, and it wouldn't be a WTRL race without going through the ocean tunnels. So we'll enter the ocean tunnels in a little while, and you know what it's like. You go into the tunnels, you've always got the climb at the end of it. So that climb at the end of it will come in at about 15.4 kilometers. So as you can see, this at the moment is rolling flats. Just getting your lines together, keeping those rotations together, and remembering you've got to get 4 riders across the line. So here we go then, heading into those tunnels, dropping down into there. Like you know, whenever you drop into these tunnels, there's always going to be a climb out the other side. So just need to be mindful of that, get your line together, get your team rolling through, and make this 5% little kicker out of the tunnels nice and smooth with your rotations in your team. Here we go then, nice little ramp up. Again, maybe get one of your riders to lead that out and then rotate when you get to the top so they get a chance to recover. But when we're through here, you get a nice bit of a descent down, chance to get some recovery in before we take this left-hand turn and head out across the wooden bridge. On exiting this wooden bridge, you're going to have about a 2 to 3% climb. Again, nothing too drastic, 2-3% climb. It's going to last about 1.1 kilometers. I think if you get your rotations right and you're working well as a team here, you're probably not going to notice this. It's about 2 to 3% in places. It's just a gradual false flat really, but if you work well as a team to get through this, it won't be an issue. And as you come down through here, you're going to notice we end up going onto the Fuego Flats into the desert. And we all know from other team time trials that we've done through the deserts, this is a chance where you get your rotations working well, you start making those pulls work. And this is literally a flat run in now to the finish line. We're going to go through the desert, Fuego Flats, in reverse, and head out to downtown Watopia. And the finish line is in downtown Watopia. So it's just a case now of staying there. Hopefully you've still got 6 of your riders here. Maybe you can burn some of those matches and reduce your team down to 4 towards the end of this one. But like I say, the last 10 kilometers of this one is flat, across the desert and back to downtown Watopia. Just going to speed this up as there's nothing really to... Just going to speed this bit up across the desert flats because there's not a lot I can say about it. By now your team should be working really well. You might have dropped a few riders, but this is where you really need to make the effort to stay together and make your rotations work for you as a team. The flat section for about 10 kilometers is really where you can gain back some time if you've lost it in those climbs at the start. But this is really working together now as a team to bring yourselves home towards downtown Watopia and bring that result in for your team. So here we are heading back towards downtown Watopia that you can see there in the distance over this wooden bridge before we take the right hand turn for the final kilometre of this time trial. Hopefully your team have stuck together and you're working well to get this over the finish line now. At the end of this we'll take a right hand turn, descend into downtown Watopia and hit that finish banner. Hopefully your tactics have worked for you on this one. Hope to see you on the next Recon video. Don't forget, please click that like and subscribe button. If you've got this far in the video, then thank you. As 90% of my viewers aren't actually subscribed to my channel at the moment, maybe this is the year of change. If you've liked the video, please do click that like button, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.